Hi and welcome to my channel. I just realized that I don't have, here we go. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Olivia. I'm also known as the Carnivore Ballerina, and today I will be showing you my warming up. There's myself in the mirror. Anyway, my stretching routine for the splits. This is done after a miniature warm-up of muscle warm-up and then a foam rolling and mobility routine. This is the last step, so you do not want to do this unless you do those two first. This essentially is to warm up the hips and the hip region, so a bit of the back, not really, and the hamstrings and legs. These are all of the exercises or stretches that got me to my flexibility split-wise. So yeah, if you want to get over splits, this would be the way to do it. Maybe everyone's different, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, so here's the routine. So the last thing that I did was a mobility thing, and we were using the hips and we were doing these things back and forth. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to stay here and we're just going to stretch this. We want it to be facing downwards and going down. If this is doing nothing for you, you're going to grab your foot and lean into it. And if this is still doing nothing for you, you can either lean forwards or you can lean back. Leaning back makes it a lot more painful. And if this pose is too unstable, you can hold on to something like I used to hold on to the foam roller, or just the floor like this, or even your knee. Once again, you don't want your knee to be over your toes. You kind of want it to be a straight line, which I wasn't quite doing. Yeah. So we're just going to hold this for a bit. I like to do this for like 20 seconds. This is the most effective thing to open up my hips for the splits, if I'm being honest. If I don't do this, the splits, they're not happening. This side, like I mentioned, is my bad side. Oh, yeah, already feeling that. Oof. Yeah, I found early on, and I think this is a great plus side to starting ballet later, you're a lot more aware of your body. I like to move around a lot when I'm stretching, because then you feel all sorts of other things. Like I can feel the outer side and the inner side as well stretching. Ugh. Yeah. And then you grab your foot here. And if you can't balance, you can hold on to your knee or hold on to the floor or something. Okay. I do this twice around just to fully feel it. You don't have to. You can do it once if you feel that's enough. The second time, though, I press or relax into my hip even more so until I can get like a straighter line. So I press even more so into my hip, relaxed. I'm not contracting or forcing anything, and I just obviously grab my foot. I don't know if you can hear the music. I don't know what this is. It's funny. Now that we've done that, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again, but we're not going to grab our foot. Instead, we're going to grab something like a foam roller, and I'm going to elevate myself a bit so that my knee is not on the floor, and I'm going to push even more so into that. Oh, yeah. This is to get a straighter line between here, and if this is painful, don't do it. If you've already got a pretty good range of motion, you can try it. Once again, just always be careful. And then we do it to the other side. Just elevate the knee a bit and push more into it. You want to try and keep your hips as square as possible and not sinking, dipping, doing anything lovely and bad and weird. Okay, so now that we've done that, I usually stretch a double attitude, or I don't know what this is, a double pigeon pose, a front and back pigeon pose, and I go forwards. And you should really be feeling this on your glutes at this point, which we just all love that feeling. I'm not lying when I say I love that feeling. It actually feels pretty good. And then they should maybe crack right now. We'll see. Nope, nothing cracked. And then I do the other side, of course. And then I like to slowly lean into my splits. I don't love the pigeon pose with the straight knee, just because my hips get very off and my knee hurts, and it kind of, whatever. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Instead, I do the opposite, and I have a straight leg and a straight or bent knee, and I go forwards to first feel it, my hamstrings in in this lovely position. And then from here is where I will slowly extend. I need to switch because I'm going to knock into the guitar. From here is where I extend into a split, and I stay forwards. If you can't do that, that's totally okay. You slowly ease into it. This is something that I haven't noticed a lot of people do, is I love to move around whenever I'm stretching. I never stay static like how I am now. Like, I'll always be moving, and I just find it helps with the joint mobility, and it just helps with my overall flexibility. So if that works for you, try it out. If it doesn't, don't. I mentioned this in my second version of the translated floor bar. I was taught it this way more so recently when I was retrained in ballet. Russians split, or they stretch in turned out positions. Everywhere else they always say turn it in because that's better for you. I found it more beneficial to stretch turned out, so that's what I do. I will turn in every so often just to feel it in other areas. You can try it turned out, you can try it turned in, just see what works for you. Now, this next thing was taught to me by my more recent teacher, once again, a Vaganova graduate from the Boris Brigvadze class, in a more so closed, comfortable second position. You're going to turn and face your leg and just go forwards. And then you're going to do the exact same thing, but on the inside of the leg, so as low down as possible. And then on the outside of the leg. And you should really feel that here when you're doing the outside side. And then to the other side. Before we attempt any oversplits, what I like to do next is do this hamstring stretch. If you watched my mobility video, we brought our knee to our chest like this. We're going to basically be doing the same thing. So we first bring our knee to our chest, and from here you grab under the knee. We never ever grab the knee. That's not a good idea. We grab under the knee, and I like to just move it up and back a couple times just to warm it up and feel that range of motion. And then you can even do it like this. Squared, you don't want your hips twisted. And then we do the other side. So from here, you bring the knee as close to the chest as possible, and then just do this a couple times. And then now, once we've done that, you're gonna bring the knee to the chest, grab the bottom of the foot, grab under the knee, and bring it towards us. This one is usually pretty easy. Yesterday I really worked my hamstrings, so they're a bit tighter today than usual, but I can still get almost the full range of motion. And then from here, I like to drop it off to the side and then close through the side to just get that rotation mobility thing going on there. Oh gosh, yeah, like I said, I really worked my hamstrings, and this is not proving to be as fun as it normally is. Okay, and then drop it off to the side. Oh god. There are many ways of going about getting a middle split, an over split. You can stretch with a wall, which I showed in a recent Instagram video. Maybe it's recent, maybe it's not. I don't remember at this point. Doesn't matter. Or you can use things like these thicker books to slowly elevate your split. And I found this to be effective, but I also found the wall to be effective. So either way, initially I used the wall just because I did not have as many thick books that I was willing to somewhat destroy. They're not destroyed, they're fine, they're good. But yeah, you can try either. So obviously we're going to start off with just one book, Sherlock Holmes and Other Stories. And this is about an inch and a half-ish, maybe slightly less, thick, and obviously we just do a split on it, and that's it. Once again, I love to move around while I'm doing this to just feel the full range of motion. If that works for you, that's good. If it doesn't, whatever. What I like to do, because then this slowly works up to the mobility for a middle split, is from here, with my foot still on the book, turn into a closed I'm gonna start pulling on the wire. Turn into a closed second position, and then the other split. So we're stretching the back. I'm just twisted because this is gonna fall if not. And then you move back, and then you do the left side. The left side is not gonna be quite as much fun, but we need to do it. So here we are. Oh God. And essentially, if that's as high as you can go, that's perfectly fine. But essentially what you're going to do is begin stacking the books. The next thing that we have is Heroes and Heroines, Myths and Tales. And this one is about an inch thick, so we just add that. And we do the split. We're doing the exact same thing. There's nothing different here. Since this is about the height of a foam roller now, you can use a foam roller. It actually might be a bit higher. Nope, the foam roller is still higher, so you can use a foam roller. What I end up doing is stacking the books and then putting the foam roller on top. Because I already have this range of motion, I don't need to slowly stack for my middle splits or over splits unless I'm doing the left side. So what I could just do right now is just stack all of the books and the foam roller, and just go ahead and do that. Sometimes I use the amp just because it's a nice height, but yeah, like I could just go straight into this right now, but you don't want to do this if you're working up to it. You want to slowly stack, and I could definitely not do this at the beginning, so this is not an exception or anything. You're going to see on the left side, the left side I can't do it, so I'm going to scale it down by removing the foam roller and just using the 4 books, which is probably like 10 inches now, and just, oh yeah, you see, even that's painful. One last thing I'm going to do is show you how to do the oversplits with a wall, and then I'll leave it at that because this is probably very long and you're probably sick of hearing my voice at this point. So yeah, we'll do the wall splits. You just need a wall that will not get ruined, or a doorway. A doorway works amazing as well. That's what I initially used. That is how I stretch my splits and was able to get a lot more flexible by doing these mobility exercises as well as stretches. These certain stretches were the most effective. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful. I hope you get more flexible through this. I'm going to put out a back stretching routine. I actually twisted my back the wrong way, doing something else, not this. So my floating rib was sticking out, so I couldn't stretch my back for a very long amount of time. So my back flexibility obviously got reduced, but what I can show you will improve your back flexibility. So stay tuned for that. And go do the mobility and the warm-up before this. Do not just do this.